Another Norfolk Southern train has derailed in Ohio. This time, the freight cars ran off the track in Springfield. Authorities ordered folks in their homes to stay in their homes out of abundance of caution. Nobody was hurt. A company spokesperson telling CNN about 20 of the 212 freight train cars jumped the track Saturday. None of those cars was carrying hazardous materials. Workers were clearing the tracks as an investigation tries to figure out what caused the derailment. Now, will laws involving trains in the U.S. change after this series of recent derailments? Our Joe St. George explains why this week will be a big one, not just for holding train operators accountable in Washington, D.C., but also for whether or not lawmakers will be interested in passing new regulations.
The train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, has our country asking a lot of questions about trains. What is carried on them? How long are they? Are communities prepared for the worst? A key question has emerged following this derailment in Ohio. Will any federal laws change as a result? Before any legislation gets a vote, high-profile testimony will take place. The CEO of Norfolk Southern, Alan Shaw, is set to testify in front of the Senate's Environment and Public Works Committee on Thursday. Norfolk Southern operated the train that derailed in Ohio. Shaw is expected to share what he knows about the incident, but he'll also likely be grilled by lawmakers on both sides of the aisle who are frustrated that this happened, many of whom want Norfolk Southern to pay for the cleanup. As far as the legislation that could pass Congress, the Bipartisan Railway Safety Act of 2023 is the proposal that has so far attracted the most attention. It's backed by Democrat and Republican lawmakers and endorsed by President Biden. The legislation includes new safety requirements like mandating safer tanker cars over the next 2 years. It imposes new procedures for trains carrying hazardous materials, and it would allow for greater fines for safety violations while requiring operators to improve disaster plans. It would also make railroads do a better job of informing states about hazardous materials when they roll through their area of the country. There is a question mark, though, over whether this legislation or not can pass the House, controlled by Republicans, who historically have been cautious about government interference into private business. Other pieces of legislation are also being considered. Republicans in the House want citizens impacted by the derailment to receive tax relief for any aid they've received. Not to mention, active discussions continue regarding whether or not any financial payments should be paid to the roughly 5,000 or so impacted citizens of East Palestine. So get ready. The days and weeks ahead will have the nation's lawmakers taking a closer look at trains. While votes and testimony are expected soon, real change is far from guaranteed. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.